Hello, everybody. I'm back. I'm 1960s Joe. I'm in my favorite place, my room of collectibles, memorabilia, cool stuff from the 1960s. Today, for you guys, you can see behind me, I got some monster stuff out again. I'm going to show you guys. I got some creepies, and I got some Blazing Combats, comic magazines from 1965, 66, 67. I want to show you guys. We'll take a quick look at the covers. I got the first 17 issues of Creepy. We can go through them, and hopefully you can. There won't be no glare. We can look at the covers. So let's get started. So I got Creepy #1 here. This is a great book. This book I have a lot of memories with. Late 64, it was like November 64. I went to, my aunt was babysitting me. We went to the laundromat. It was like a Saturday, I think. And I walked a couple blocks up to the drugstore. I was going to buy a comic book. I think I had like 12 cents. And I was at the spinner rack in the drugstore. I'm looking at the comics. I looked over at the magazine rack and I saw this Creepy there. And I was like, what the heck is this? I never saw one before, a comic book, but it was a magazine size. I went over, I started looking at it. I was like, this is great. I opened it up. I saw Uncle Creepy in the inside cover. I was like looking at him, like, wow, this is really cool. So I walked back down. I didn't have enough money to buy it, so I walked back down to the laundromat. And I asked my aunt, I need a quarter. I want to buy some at the drugstore. She's like, no, no quarter. So she wouldn't give it up. I went all the way back up to the drugstore. I ended up buying a Star Spangled War Stories, a DC comic, a dinosaur cover for like 12 cents. But before I left with that comic book, I stood there at that magazine rack and I read this whole book, this Creepy. I read the whole thing. And the druggist was like right above me up at the counter. They kind of looked down and he never said anything. I stood there, I read this whole book. It was cool. Of course, I went, after I left, I kept thinking about it because I couldn't buy it. And it took me years to finally get a copy. I ended up sending away for $1 for the back issues about maybe 2 years later, and then it never came. And then one day I come home and it was in the mailbox like about almost a year later, and I opened it up and I was so happy. I was running down to my buddy's house. I was so happy. I was hopping. I got my Creepy, my #1, and this book. Of course now I got two of them, but I didn't even have a quarter to buy it when it first come out. But that's a little memory I got from the old days, from the 60s. So we'll keep going. I got Creepy 2 here. Frazetta cover. Very nice. Creepy 3. Another Frazetta cover. Creepy 4. This was one of the first books I bought going back to the comic book shows when I was 35 years ago. Great book. Creepy 5. Another Frank Frazetta cover. Creepy 6. Creepy #7. Creepy #8. Creepy 10. Still a little lower grade. Got some writing on the cover. Still nice though. We got Creepy 10. Creepy 11. I never had this book when I was collecting, when I was back in the day when I was 14, 12, 13, in the 60s. I didn't actually get this book till I was growing up. I finally got it at a show. I never got to read it till I was old, but great book. Creepy number 12. First Creepy I bought off the stand, I remember. Creepy 13. I remember when I got this book too. December 67. Coming back from my grandfather's funeral, we stopped on the way back from the funeral home. We stopped at a drugstore a couple blocks from my grandfather's house. I bought this, and I was in the house. Everybody was in the kitchen, in the dining room, and I was alone out in the living room by myself. I just kept looking at this creepy. It was like these creepies were cool. I mean, they were, when they first come out, they were great. Great book. Creepy 14. Creepy 15. I remember when I first saw this cover too. Great Frazetta cover. Creepy 16. And Creepy 17. I consider these first 17 issues the best Creepies because they were the best stories, and the artwork was great. The artist. After this issue, James Warren was starting to have some cash flow problems, and so the Creepies after this issue, you'd buy it, you open it up, and you like, it was they would reprint the stories, and you would get bummed out. And for a long time, there was a whole bunch of the stories were just being, reprinted every issue. And finally, in '69, he kind of made a comeback. He put Vampirella out, and then he started doing better then. But for a while, there was just a lot of reprints for a couple of years. But that's why I consider these first 17 issues the best. Great cover. And, of course, I got some Blazing Combat for you guys. These are, this number one's expensive. This is a desirable copy for collectors. Great Frazetta cover. 1960, this is mid 65 this come out. I think July. I got Blazing Combat 2. Blazing Combat 3. And number 4. These books didn't last long because they were anti-war theme. Basically, they got kind of boycotted. The 4th issue hardly was even sold. The distributors, they didn't even distribute them. There was so much outrage against these books. So they had to quit publishing them. So that's why they're desirable too. But they only had 4 issues. So just want to share you guys some of my memories back in the day, back in 65 and 66 when I was 10, 11, when I was collecting. As you can see behind me, I got quite a bit of famous monsters of Filmland. I'll be showing you guys coming up more if you want. And if you guys like my channel, want to subscribe, give me a thumbs up or leave some comments. I like reading all my comments. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing, and thanks for viewing.